The state's Republican Governor Ron DeSantis signed the bill in May, just weeks before he announced his run for president. The law bans local governments from issuing ID cards to people who cannot prove citizenship. It requires hospitals that accept Medicaid funds to ask about a patient's citizenship status. It also increases penalties for people who hire or transport undocumented immigrants. And it expands the use of E-Verify, a federal database employers can use to check a worker's immigration status.
Florida's strict new immigration law, courtesy of Ron DeSantis, just may backfire, driving away the very people the state relies upon for its agricultural backbone. The Wall Street Journal reports that just days after the law went into effect, agricultural and construction businesses are already experiencing a labor shortage. And the law could also pose a threat to Florida's other main industry, tourism. The State Department of Motor Vehicles said some driver's licenses issued by other states will no longer be recognized as valid, releasing a list of 4 New England states which issue some licenses that do not meet the new law's criteria. How long the law remains in effect is uncertain as the Department of Justice fights it in court. But as the summer season wears on, the practical effects of the law may take hold sooner than later. Florida State Representative Anna Eskamani is a Democrat serving the people of Orlando. She was elected to the Florida House in 2018 after she flipped a formerly Republican district. She herself is a daughter of immigrants, and she joins me now. Representative, it's always so good to see you. You represent a district in Central Florida, including parts of Orlando and its suburbs. Tell me how your constituents are reacting to this new law and how it's impacting them directly.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me, Katie. It's great to see you here. My constituents are incredibly frustrated by this. Not only do we just have a diverse community in Central Florida that embraces our immigrant neighbors, but as you mentioned in your introduction, we're seeing ramifications in multiple industries, from agriculture to tourism to construction. You know, we're facing a housing affordability crisis, and we need labor. We need the support of diverse people to help lift up our communities and to ensure that we have strong workforce to sustain our growth. And this policy is pushing out so many hardworking Floridians. And of course, you know, under Governor DeSantis, we're not seeing any real solutions being proposed to actually solve any of the challenges we face with immigration. So it's been really, really frustrating. And of course, the economic effect is being felt already.
A lot of this is being framed as Governor DeSantis doing things, getting things done, but he can't do any of this without his state legislature. So what kind of justifications and excuses have you been hearing from your Republican colleagues in Tallahassee who are driving these hard right turns right alongside Ron DeSantis?
Well, as most folks probably assume, there is no backbone in the Republican Party of Florida right now, despite even having farmers in the legislature who now admit that this policy was 100% politically motivated. The GOP got right in line to support DeSantis, pushing forward these extreme policies that are out of touch with the everyday American, let alone the average Floridian. And again, I think we can all share commonality that we want to see solutions when it comes to immigration, but this isn't it.
The Wall Street Journal's notoriously conservative editorial board actually went so far as to call this immigration bill a, quote, misfire. Writing the law will, quote, dent the state's economic expansion, which has produced a jobs and tax revenue boom. It makes no sense for DeSantis to punish his own state, even as he vows to clean up the mess in Washington. But, Representative, DeSantis has made it clear. He wants to make America Florida. You know, and it just came out right now that Florida is now America's inflation hotspot, with Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and West Palm Beach having the highest inflation rate of metro areas with more than 2.5 million residents, with a 9% inflation rate for the 12 months that ended in April. That's more than double the national average of 4%. I mean, if you're an American not living in Florida, this doesn't bode well for you if DeSantis is courting you for his vote, right?
Of course not. I mean, Floridians cannot afford Florida right now. While DeSantis pursues his culture wars and attack immigrants, we cannot afford our rent. Property insurance is out of control. We see increases in our food pantries and demand for food pantries at a neighborhood level. Things are really bad here in our state. And of course, DeSantis is nowhere to be seen because he's too busy trying to curry favor with Iowa caucus voters while he continues to ignore the real challenges we face in the Sunshine State.
Representative, before I have to let you go, this new statistic came in. Workers at several construction sites in South Florida saying a quarter to half of their teams are gone. I mean, DeSantis is destroying agriculture and construction industries in the state of Florida, but Florida homeowners are facing grotesque insurance rates, insurance bills. They can't even get insurance to insure their homes. And Floridians are facing existential threats because of climate change. But are these issues just too woke for Ron DeSantis?
That's the sad part of it. You know, we've seen Governor DeSantis and other Republicans just continue to distract and deflect through culture wars. And I will say this is an opportunity for Democrats, including the Biden administration, to be true problem solvers and provide solutions, whether it's a climate crisis, the cost of living, or in the context of this conversation, real solutions to immigration. This is a time for Democrats to lead.
Florida State Representative Anna Eskamani, as always, I'm grateful for your insight. Thanks for being here.